Yeah. Oh no. Oh there. Okay. Oh my God, I sound very Scottish. It's a good thing. I'd prefer to be from Mongolia. Hi. Oh, Malaga is fantastic. You need to have it there. I need to have it here. Okay, I'll go around and say, hi, everyone. Oh, it's absolutely fantastic to see so many positive faces, especially on a Friday morning here. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning to join us here. I do not live in Gothenburg. I live 100 kilometers away in a small town called Ulricehamn. I'm also an ambassador for Ulricehamn, so if you like skiing and if you want to see some beautiful nature, please, get yourself on the road number 40 and you take yourself 100 kilometers. Kasparos, not all the way to Jönköping, but Borås is also good. There's nice sculptures in Borås, a nice cultural life. Hi, my name is Caroline and Connor. Here, okay. And then I just do this. So, today I'm going to talk about parallel, which is a theme for Creative Mornings globally. And it's how I align the tracks of my life. This picture is actually taken from the Commonwealth Games that were in Glasgow approximately 20 years ago. It also unites us. And it tells us all about colours and creativity, which is one of the most important things in times like today, where we have to be creative. So let's talk about my parallel life. I was born in 1975. I could be your mother. So I was born, I'm the middle child of three. I started school in 1980. We start when we're 5 in Scotland. The creative arts were always the thing that I used to do. I loved drawing and books. I had a fashion wheel. I had everything. I also loved to read books. Then I became a woman, as we do when we're around about 16. I fell in love for the first time when I was around about 18. I moved from home when I was 19. I took my first flight to Finland, of all places. Oh, it's fascinating. I've never seen so much snow. It's just a wonderful country as well, so if you have not been there, I highly recommend it. I moved to London in 1998 to study at the Royal College of Art. And it is there where I met a Swedish company that brought me to Sweden in 2000. When I graduated, they offered me a job. I didn't come here for love. I came here to work. And it's normally the question that I think I ask many of you today, why did you come here? And many of us follow with our partners. Gothenburg and Sweden is a fantastic country, and especially Gothenburg. It is a metropole of automotive industry and many other medical and other companies here in Gothenburg, which are very, very strong. I attended an event last year, and they're now calling Gothenburg part of the West Scandinavia, and aligning with Denmark, Copenhagen, and Oslo. It's like a shift as well, because it's an important area for future creativity. So I graduated, I came to Sweden, I fell in love again with a Swedish man, as you do. He helped me learn Swedish, but I also went to SFI and the night classes and learned Swedish. I was once told by my teacher that I looked like a little sheep lamb, that I came to the class and I was completely blown away. We can be quite honest in Britain and say that we are not very good at learning languages. But I had learned Swedish primarily because I think that I focused because I wanted to be part of the community. And then it's like today, being part of a network, being a mother and being someone who prioritizes to learn a language, but at the same time prioritizing my creativity as a designer. I learned to drive here in Sweden. I had my first child. I had my second child. Around about 2018, I became a Swedish citizen. And then recently I've just got a puppy called Åke, who is not here with us today, but he's 13 weeks old. So I feel as if I've accomplished the Swedish, if I think the 2 dogs. I've worked for Volvo. I do not have a Volvo. So I'm fulfilling everything. But this is a lot about my life and how we can combine our creativity. I am a designer, a textile designer originally. I ended up working as a textile designer for a textile supplier. It was them who brought me to Sweden. I've worked with leather, and then I've gone on to work at Volvo Truck and Volvo Car, and a little time at Polestar, working as a design consultant in the color and material department. But my whole journey is, so I think we better go, because otherwise, and we speed on. So here is a little bit about my story. Some of the slides you will see on LinkedIn. That's how I tell my story. So I spent 23 years in Scotland growing up, and then I moved to London for 2 years, and now I've been in Sweden for 24. Now is the tipping point, because now this year I will be 25 years in Sweden. I will also be 50. And then it's like, where do I go now? I'm originally from Glasgow. I sat at a town south of Glasgow, which is known for its shipbuilding, just like Gothenburg. And I think it unites us. Both of these come to these areas. This is Eriksberg, and this is on the Clyde in Glasgow. They're now being built up into new areas of culture and design and sustainable buildings. Here in Arisahamn, this is what we also have in Arisahamn. If anybody likes to cold bathe. Do you say that? My Swedish and English is terrible. So, but this is where I live. Okay. I had a little slide here, so I remember this. When I was young, Madonna was my idol. She still is. She is an icon. True Blue was released in 1986 when I was 11. I used to dress up as Madonna. She was everything that I wanted. She represented something that wasn't already there. And when I was 11, Papa Don't Preach also was released. 12, Who's That Girl? 14, Like a Prayer. 15, Fold. Around that time, I also wanted to be a policewoman for some very strange reason. But I think the whole thing was about supporting people. I have strong values about supporting people and think it's really important. But Mum said, no, Carla, you are not a policewoman, especially in Glasgow. So I was also very creative. And so I thought I was a graphic designer. I applied to the Glasgow School of Art. I was rejected. My portfolio was rejected. I went to a portfolio school to learn to build up my portfolio. And they told me, you're a textile designer, Caroline. You're not a graphic designer. My favourite subjects at school were art and design, history, biology, and mathematics. And this has had a strong focus on my career married forward in 2020 because of sustainability. I think this is a really nice balance of what has happened before, the social awareness that we need to have, biology, of course, with the environment and the biosphere, and also mathematics. We need data. But we also had to make it creative. Here, I was really quite shy. I never would have imagined ever that I would stand here today and do a presentation like this. I was so shy. But then I came to Sweden. And then I started to learn that I had to become me. It's taken a journey of 25 years. And now there's no stopping me. And I write things on LinkedIn and people say, how can you write that? You're so brave. And I'm just like, I'm reaching out to an international network. This is me. It's finally everything. They say like maybe the glass floor cracks or something cracks, but it's something I think with the values that I have and the principles that I have and the beliefs that I have and the person who I want to inspire people to be. This is what's made me, and it's taken a hell of a lot of time, 50 years, for me to realize this. So I hope today I can inspire you So here is my education. Brostad is the way I learned SFE. I also studied corporate social responsibility at the Textilhögskolan in Borås. It was a short course. I learned that in 2013. I had a very inspirational, influential. It really went learning about corporate social responsibility and learning as being a supplier has had a strong influence on me, primarily because I've worked in factories myself in the textile industry, and I have had the wonderful opportunity to travel globally and see textile factories and leather factories globally. And it has had a real dominant effect on me. I also studied at the Nordiska Textile Academy, who do short courses in sustainability and other subjects in order to reskill. I would like to say, get in contact with Nordiska Textile Academy. They do short courses. You can do it digitally. It's a real good way of reskilling what your already experiences and knowledge is. So I have worked 12 years as a business-to-business supplier, working with leather and textile development, primarily for the automotive industry. I have also worked 12 years with product development and color material design at various different companies. As you see here, I've worked for Barsila, are the company that took me to Sweden. They are now a Portuguese, Korean company, but they were originally had their textile factories in Sweden. Elmo is a leather factory in Svenninge, which is south of Gothenburg inland. So I learned a lot about leather production, engineered leather for automotive and for the furniture industry. I've had the wonderful possibility as well to work for Thule, which is now in Hillerstorp, south of or close by Värnamo. We also have now a global design and development center there, learning about how to develop materials for their products, which are primarily child car seats and strollers, which I developed there with materials. Some of my clients I do not talk about. I have non-disclosure agreements where I don't talk about them, but there is many. I would say Scandinavia is a wonderful place to work with colour and material and design and development. It's a real stronghold. The products are made to last. The products are made of quality. And that's why they have these product development and research teams and design and colour material. During 2000 and 2020, as I said, I live in Ulricehamn, which is approximately 100 kilometres inland. I travelled a lot, both internationally and back and forth, travelling for many years. I started to suffer from lack of sleep. There was always anxiety. There always has been anxiety since I was a young girl. I am someone who has enormous control and also high demands on myself. I'm never satisfied. But there's a whole load of determination and ambition in me. Put me in a meeting, I hate it. I often find working in certain organisations that you're sitting in meetings 9 to 5. You actually end up not being creative at all. And it takes away all your motivation. And sometimes there's toxic environments and where we work with, and it's not always been prioritised. But sometimes I've always felt that there's a sense of not belonging anywhere. This was so many emotions that were within me. It's maybe not how others saw inside of me from the outside, but that's how I felt. But then I started to realise, who am I? My both grandfathers were entrepreneurs. One of them, my grandfather, one of them was a signwriter. My other grandfather owned, he was a publican in Glasgow and owned pubs. And my father was actually a painter and decorator. They all had their own businesses. So it naturally felt that in 2020 that it was time to start my own business. Remember why you started? Yeah, I started from the heart.
And I decided that I wanted to have a company that organically grew, and it was also connected to the brain, because I think the heart and the brain connects. And it's what gives us the oxygen that pumps through the heart that tells you why you should actually be working with what you're working with. And I no longer wanted to be that creative person as a designer, but I wanted to be creative in choosing the materials of the future and inspiring other people by information, innovation, and inspiration, where to find these materials. Because this is what we have to do. We have to find better materials and produce better in the future for all sorts of products. So on that date, at that time, that's when Material Guidance was registered. So it was registered approximately a little over 4 years ago. Or 5 years. Yeah. For the visa, yeah. So a lot of what I work with is asking why we're producing what we're doing, how we're producing it, and with whom. I'm also asking where we're producing it, when we're producing it, and with what. Here is my value chain. We're talking a lot about value chains now and realizing that it's both upstream and downstream. We're talking about not just how we're producing it, where we're producing it, but also who we're producing it for. And it's not just one user, we're having 2 users, 3 users, 4 users, because everything we should now develop and create should last a lifetime, over and over again. Here, last year, I've spent a lot of focus on my own inner development, realizing where are my customers. My customers are international. So together with Business Sweden and other companies, now we're going to go export on my company because the value chains are international. So it's like the thing of realizing the suppliers are international, but I would really like to bring more and more production back to Europe, where we find materials and there are materials being developed. And now we need to highlight them and make people aware that they are existing. And there are all types of materials for all different types of applications. So it's no longer working just with textiles and leather. It's working with paper, glass, many regenerative materials. It's working with bio-based materials. It's working with everything that's been developed around the world today and highlighting it so everybody knows where it is. And also addressing the fact if it's applicable for that product, because we can be inspired by it, but it might not be applicable in the long run for that specific project. But it's helping each other. It's building a network. The role of the designer is now far greater than the creator. We're like chefs. We're working with the ingredients, the processes, the experiments, and the presentation. We work with problem solving as creative people. We're working with research, science, innovation. We're working now with technology and data. We're not alone. We're working with negotiation, collaboration, both with our customers and suppliers. But again, we must make sure that it's able to be implemented, and that's by following compliance, standards, requirements, policies, laws, regulations, and rules that are global. I want to be a spokesperson for many people all over the world and tell them where to find materials and how to use materials, and also inspire the younger generation of how it is to work with product development. I may be solo in my company, but I know I'm not alone because I have a network and it's starting to grow. And I'm so proud of so many people here today. So if anybody wants to reach out to me on LinkedIn, please do. Or let's chat afterwards. I've been through my own journey, and I want to support people on their journeys. This is about my logo type. I take this with me because I think it's very important to talk about how I thought about when I was creating it. In my eyes, the star represents femininity, my Celtic heritage, my independence, and my drive. Each part of the 6 arrows or the paper planes symbolize a journey, the services that my company offers, and the material types that I develop concepts with. And the center is the pivot point, and it's illustrating desirability to evolve. It represents the heart of my company and my journey moving forward. So what does my company work with? Yes, I'm a facilitator. I'm a motivator. I work with business-to-business matchmaking. I lead through my behavior, and I inspire those who seek support. And I'm focusing beyond profit. It's not the most important thing for me. I want to see people smile. I want to see people grow. It's important for me to share the setbacks, the challenges, and the success. And I want to promote sustainable business models that are organic and develop through a journey. Organic business models, you plant the seeds, you give them energy, light, and warmth. They grow, they wither, they grow again. We are organic. Everything is not like this. We have to let it go organically. Keep it simple. Don't make it complex. Sometimes I make things so complex, but I've learned just keep it simple. And remember, this is my tagline, and every decision that we make has an impact. So it's security for the future generations, but even for the existing generations, we're getting older. And the generations, less children are being born, we're growing older, even though we don't think we're 50. And I look at you and I think, oh, I'm 32, but I know I'm not. It's like a mirror, isn't it? So, allt kommer bli bra, as they say in Sweden. It's one of the loveliest terms that you can say, allt kommer bli bra, det blir bra. So release the brake, overcome your fears. And this is something I used to cry all the time. People who have worked with me know that I cry. I can just cry at anything. Both emotional, I get frustration, I cry. And I realised it's not a sense of weakness, it's actually a part of me. And it's also okay to be different, because we're all individuals. We're all different. If we were all the same, then God would be so damn boring. So realize, and also for me as well, the biggest enemy is myself. I think that's what I realized through 50 years now, that the only person who stops me is myself. It's me who makes all the decisions. So it's important to just let go of that. I just think, what the heck? What the heck? And for every day there's so many wonderful people that I meet digitally, and they come forward and say, I've seen you before. And I was like, yeah, I'm feeling 10. Or somebody even said to me, I remember your voice. I've heard your voice before. Yeah, we were on a course together digitally. It unites us. The digital world is uniting us in many ways as possible. The best is to see and touch each other and to see that we actually exist. But we are all over the world and we're globally. And together, only together can we do this change. Here I am. You can follow me on LinkedIn. I think that's the best thing that you can do. Follow me or, ask to be our contact network. I have a fantastic network. And I really do want to support people into positions so they can grow just like me. So, come.